Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why? Yeah. How about scrolling for 20 minutes and then you're like, how did that happen? You just miss all this time. Or maybe you replay a conversation over and over and over in your head or worry about something that hasn't happened yet. Ah! Most of us drift away from the present moment many times every day. And it's not because we're doing something wrong. I mean, we're human, right? We are. So today, we're going to explore why we slip away from the present moment. So thank you for joining me. I'm Laura, and you're in Laura's Lane. And here we focus on staying open, staying authentic, and staying present. So if you would like, join me every day. I do a 3-minute short, sometimes it's a longer video, and we do a focused breathing exercise just so that you could do it any time of day, and it's so you can train yourself to come back to the now moment. You can come back and train your nervous system to use your breath to be grounded and be present. You know, the now moment movement is waiting for you. So join me. So today's episode, or the first episode I did on this, kind of answered the question of why does presence even matter? What benefits are there? And this is the second episode in the awareness series. And this one is all about, you know, if it's so beneficial, then why can't I just be present? Why do I keep drifting away? And what does it even mean to drift away? So drifting away doesn't mean that you're failing at all. Not at all. It just means your attention's moved somewhere else instead of being here, instead of being present. Your mind moves somewhere else. Maybe it was yesterday, right? It goes back. Maybe it goes ahead. Maybe it's just something imaginary. Maybe it's just something familiar and comfortable. And so there's a lot of different reasons that we drift away. The first one, the most common one, is living in the past. Guilty. I had a friend give this to me once. I love it. I keep it on my fridge. Don't look back. You're not going that way, right? It happens to all of us, but awareness is key. So, living in the past. Dun, dun, dun. What does that look like? How does that show up? Well, it could be, like I said, replaying conversations over and over, or reliving mistakes that you made, right? And quite honestly, are they really mistakes? If you don't make mistakes, you just don't move forward the same way. It's like mistakes help guide your path. Anyway, that's a total different topic, but that's kind of how we can drift away. One of the reasons, right? Maybe wishing things had gone differently in a situation that happened to us, or that we had presented ourselves differently in a situation that appeared. Carrying resentment. We've all done it, right? These are ways that we move away from ourselves in the present moment. We might be carrying guilt. There's so many different ways we drift away. It could sound like I should have, I could have, I would have. Why did I say that? If only, right? I mean, how much energy do we actually spend on this? Either beating ourselves or trying to rewrite something that's already happened. It would be interesting to really add that up through the course of the day. How much energy do we really spend on that? I don't know. It's something to think about. So, you know, the past, obviously, it teaches us things, but we don't have to live there, right? Another way we drift away is living in the future. What that might look like is overthinking, planning every outcome, trying to control everything, preparing for problems, worrying about things, imagining worst case scenarios. We've all been there. You might be saying, oh, but what if, what happens when? You know, I need to figure this out. I need to figure it out right now. Yes, we do need to figure things out. But how often do we suffer through all this worry and nothing ever happens that we were worrying about? So planning is helpful, but gosh, living in constant anticipation is exhausting. So that brings us to number 3, which would be living a distraction. We are all so guilty of that these days, right? I mean, I can't speak for you because I don't know you, but at least the people that I know, right? We're distracted by So much technology, endless scrolling, right? On our phones or on social media, binge watching, totally guilty. Constant noise, always staying busy, never slowing down, giving ourselves the rest we need. Hmm. Sometimes distraction, it's not entertainment, it's just avoiding being present. So, all of this isn't about judging our distraction. It's just about noticing, what are we really using them for? Because everything, most things, I can't say everything, most things in moderation have a benefit. But how are we using these distractions? Only you know, right? Something to consider. Something to consider. Yeah. So we also drift away by living on autopilot. This might be the most common one. It looks like just doing the same routine unconsciously. We're not even present. We might just react automatically. Saying yes when we mean no, no when we mean yes. Moving through the day without even noticing what's happening, right? Here's a good thought, something to consider right now. How much of your day are you actually choosing? 1%? 99%? No right or wrong answer, but it's interesting to think about. How much of it? And don't beat yourself up when you get the answer, okay? Why do we do this? I mean, really, why do we drift away? And please, like I said, don't judge yourself. I mean, we all do it. We're human. It's happened before. It's going to happen again. And don't beat yourself up. The reality is that these patterns sometimes were helpful for us, right? Sometimes they protected us from something that we just couldn't handle. Sometimes they helped us feel safe. And then sometimes they turn into habits. And this whole conversation is not about judging yourself or others. It's about not completely eliminating these patterns, because as we know, that's not possible, but it's about awareness. Awareness, awareness, awareness. I always say it always comes back to awareness and presence. Presence and awareness, awareness and presence. It's so true because you know what? With presence and awareness, it opens up the opportunity for choice, real choice. Think about that. It's instead of just being on autopilot or being a zombie or being in trigger mode, right? Choice. So today, why don't you just consider where your attention goes throughout the day? Are you living in the past a lot, the future? Do you distract yourself constantly? Are you just on autopilot moving through, not even thinking? And don't judge yourself, just notice it, right? Because noticing it is everything. You don't have to stop that pattern today, tomorrow. Just notice when you drift. Because every time you notice it, you're already becoming aware and coming back to the present moment. So it's a win. So let's quickly get present together. All right. Let me see. Let's see if I can put this here. 5-minute. I do those daily videos that you can join me to get present that are about 3 minutes long. But if you want something a little bit longer to do at the end of your day, for an evening reset, I should say on my screen, 5-minute evening reset. You can get that below. It's free. It's a free download. And let's just do a quick little breathing exercise together. So go ahead and just settle yourself in. Whether you're standing, just feel your feet grounded, or you're sitting. Notice where your feet are on the ground or up on your chair. And where are your hands? Where are your hands resting? Notice that. And notice your breath going in and out of your mouth or your nose, whatever. Just feel it. Feel where it's at. Kind of look around at the space around you. Take a deep breath in and out. Any way you want. Again. And out. You can close your eyes if you want to, but you don't have to. And let's notice something that you can hear. Keep breathing. See if you can get your breath deep into your belly. And notice something different that you can hear. Now let's scan our body. Start at our feet. Wiggle our toes. Notice our feet, how they are feeling. Our ankles. You can wiggle if you want to. Our calves, our knees, our thighs. Notice how that feels. Come up through your belly and your chest. And just notice how it feels. You can wiggle and move around if you want to, like me. Notice your shoulders, your neck, your arms, your hands, if you want to wiggle your fingers. Your head, your eyes, your jaw. If you can, release your jaw. Let's take a nice deep breath in and out. Again, breathe in and out. If there's anything you want to release, let's release that on the next exhale. Breathe in and release. And gently open your eyes and notice something that you can see, and notice its shape, its texture, its size, its color. And now notice one more thing that you can see: its shape, its size, its texture, its color. Now we're going to take a really deep breath in that's loud. Out that's loud. All right. Wiggle those fingers. So all we did right there was center and ground ourselves by using the things, our senses, to bring us present. So welcome. Kind of slow things down for a second. And let me get this right off the screen here. There we go. So, I appreciate you spending this time and going through this small little grounding exercise. Quite honestly, my vision is that all people would use awareness and choice so that they could build the life of their dreams and they feel totally empowered. That's really the whole reason I started this channel. I knew the world was going to continue getting a little bit crazier, and I wanted everyone to have the tools to ground themselves to move through maybe life's more challenging moments. So thank you for being with me. I call it the now moment movement, and that's where it all starts. So thank you. Thank you from me to you. So episode 3, next time, we are going to explore something that, many people don't realize. And that's that sometimes the reason that we struggle coming back to the present moment isn't really a lack of discipline. Sometimes it's because that there are patterns that are actually trying to protect us. And so we'll look at some of the hidden blocks that we might have and just, things that might make presence feel difficult, and why awareness, not force, is what I consider the best path forward, right? Awareness, 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 awareness. So if you're looking for a tool to actually help empower you, or get yourself through a difficult time if you're in the middle of one, or you want to work with your children on, like tweens and teens, on creating their own personalized system of moving through life's difficult moments, in my description, there is a link to my Empowered Link Toolbox. Okay, so go ahead and check that out. So thank you for being here. Cheers to you, to your now moment. Please stay open. Please stay authentic. And I will see you next time on episode 3, or even better, in one of my morning videos where we just use the breath to come back to the now moment. All right. Cheers. And ciao for now. Thank you for being here.